Hey, folks, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Steelers Morning Rush. I'm Alan Saunders. It is Friday, April 18th. A good Friday on Good Friday to all of you. And I want to talk about something today that I didn't think I needed to talk about, but I had an interaction this morning with my buddy Mike Nicastro. I'm not picking on Mike because apparently a lot of people were under the impression that this was true. The Aaron Rodgers and his contract situation has absolutely nothing to do with TJ Watt and his contract situation. Nothing. The two things are completely and totally unrelated. The Steelers could pay Aaron Rodgers anything that he could possibly want, and the Steelers could pay TJ Watt anything he could possibly want. The timing doesn't matter, the cap doesn't matter. It's they're completely unrelated. So the Steelers are not even really talking to TJ Watt right now. They do contract extensions in the summer. They're going to talk to TJ Watt in July. Maybe TJ Watt wishes they were talking right now, and maybe that's the source of his angst. But there's nothing holding up a Steelers contract with TJ Watt other than the Steelers and their usual time frame for doing these. They're focused on the draft right now. They're not focused on TJ Watt. They don't need the cap space. They don't need the cap space to sign Aaron Rodgers. And when they extend TJ Watt's contract, his cap hit will probably go down this year, not up. In fact, it could go down significantly. They could save almost as much as $9 million against this year's cap by extending TJ Watt's contract. So, well, if you look at over the cap right now, I think they have like $33 million in cap space. That number's not real, but like pretend it is for a minute. It doesn't matter. They can make lots more. Let's just pretend for a minute that the Steelers have $33 million in cap space and everything they're going to need going forward they can make by restructuring the contracts of Alex Highsmith and Pat Freiermuth. That's not far from accurate. Okay, that's actually pretty close to dead on. So they could spend $40 million on 1 year of Aaron Rodgers and re-sign TJ Watt to a $40 million a year contract and be just fine. Hunky-dory. That would not hurt their cap situation at all. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how this got started or who suggested it, but the Steelers aren't waiting on Aaron Rodgers to do anything. Literally anything. They want him. They think he's better than Mason Rudolph. If they can get him, they'll be happy to have him. If they can't get him, they'll probably sign someone else instead. But they're not super concerned about missing out on any of the people that are available on the market right now. They don't care if they don't get Carson Wentz. They don't care if they don't get, I don't even know who. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, I mean, there's no, the Watt thing and the Rodgers thing are completely separate. The Steelers will sign TJ Watt, as I'm sure you remember from 2 episodes ago, and I still think they're more likely than not to sign Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, they don't need to wait for Rodgers to sign to deal Watt's deal. They just want to. That's how they do business. They're going to. That'll be the way it goes. But it doesn't have anything to do with cap space, or they have plenty of cap space. If they don't sign Rodgers, they can go sign Asante Samuel or something like that. Like that, they'll have cap space. It's not an issue. None of it's an issue. Yeah, I don't know how this got started, but apparently a lot of people thought that somehow waiting on Rodgers was holding up the Steelers and TJ Watt. That's just not the case. They're not even really, like I said, in serious negotiations at this point. And even if they were, they could sign TJ Watt tomorrow and it wouldn't impact their ability to do whatever they want to do with Aaron Rodgers. That's not how they operate. They want to do it later in the summer when there's nothing else going on, and the general manager can give that his entire focus. So, yeah, that's just the way they do business. And I think you should all expect that both of those deals will get done. Like I know a lot of people came out of yesterday's Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee thing thinking that he's not going to sign now, and I don't really know why that either. He said all the same things he's always been saying. A lot of the things we heard from the Steelers were repeated, and he said he's willing to pay for $10 million a year, and it's not about the money, which for me, I think I'm not sure I 100% believe, but if you're going to say it now, it becomes real. And so, but even if you don't believe him about the $10 million, the money is not an issue for the Steelers. Maybe the money that the Steelers have been offering has been an issue for Rodgers. If you don't believe what he just said, maybe. But the Steelers can do whatever they need to do to get him financially and within reason. And it's, I mean, they could even do things that aren't within reason, and it would be possible under their cap constraints. The bounds of good sense are far more limiting in this matter than the Steelers' salary cap situation or their ability to do multiple contracts or anything of that nature. Oh, and by the way, also, the Steelers have to spend a lot of money this offseason because they need to get to the 90% cash threshold, which is another reason that the TJ Watt extension is almost certainly going to happen, but signing Aaron Rodgers would help them in that regard as well. Okay, that's all I got for today. Holiday weekend. I know a bunch of you are probably leaving work early, so I'm going to cut out after just 6 minutes here. That's all I got for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We're going to be doing a Steelers Now Plus subscribers only live stream next week. So I'm encouraging everyone, go over there to SN Plus, sign up. You get an ad-free reading experience on Steelers Now, which is awesome. And we're going to try to do some more of these extras here as we're growing the community there. Really excited about that as well. So yeah, let's get you over there. Got a story coming up on SteelersNow.com a little bit later about the Steelers pre-draft visits and why probably shouldn't be reading as much into them as we have been. All right, that's all I got for today. Stay tuned for Afternoon Drive, excuse me. I believe DB is joining us. If not, just me and Smitty, 6 o'clock, actually earlier today, I think. I think we're doing earlier today. So yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you know, even if we're early, right when the episode comes up. Until then, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and enjoy.